Hi, I'm Seamless, and this is this is the 18th 40K tutorial, and this is requested by Logankimmel. It is a sound from Gunfinger by Eptic, and it sounds like this. Wow, 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 wow. That's me playing it, and I actually have MIDI, but I'm not using the MIDI because this thing actually uses the envelopes to make every note sound the same in terms of automation. That's quite interesting. So let's talk about what's up. So when I heard the sound, when I heard the original sound, I ran it through an EQ, and I looked at what was happening in it, and I noticed that not only was there a kind of like the yo-y kind of like wah filter movement, but I could also see copies of the spectrum, like copies of the sound in the higher spectrum. If you look at the spectrum of this sound, you can see the main movement, but also you see little copies of it happening higher and higher. And this is a product of a particular kind of FM. And then the tone of the sound itself also kind of sounded like it was being bit crushed. However, I'm not really all that great with bit crushers, so I didn't really do that part. But I got this far, and this should probably help you, get the rest of it yourself, since literally everyone but me knows how to use bit crushers. Bit crushers. So I have an output sine wave that's outputting at 4, which is octave higher than the default 2. And then I have everything else also at that level, except for the third oscillator, which is the high harmonic. Now, this is actually up on the third octave harmonic. If you zoom in, we can see the first octave, second octave, and then the third octave to make it really, really high, because this is like a regular height. Didn't quite do it. So we had to have the higher one. So that the combination of the lower harmonic, the lower fundamental, and the higher harmonic create that kind of yo-y sort of FM result. But I made it a lot higher. I'm also outputting operator 6 at the regular tone. So if you look in there, we can see that there's actually a consistent sub beneath it. But I'm also running the output of operator 1 into the filter, the first filter. I have the bandpass and the low pass engaged, and then on the cutoff, I have an articulation in the envelope that's causing it to move around with the note. Same deal with the modulation input of the first operator, which is controlling the overall FM. You turn on tempo, you get the tempo grid, and then you can say, "Cool, 1 beat," which is what's happening. And then when you make a custom envelope, because if you look at a regular envelope that's already there by default, it has all the regular parts we'd associate with there being envelopes, ASDR, all kind of thing, or ADSR, or whatever. But we can get rid of all of it and we can make our own and do whatever weirdness. But if you were to play this, it would actually, no matter how long the note is, it would play up until the end of this time. So it would always be at least 2 beats worth of time. However, if you right-click the end of it and turn it into sustain loop end, this is the sustain end, meaning when you sustain it, it'll go through it and then it'll stop. But if you hold note and let go before the end of it, it will actually end. So it's important that you do that if you are going to use customized envelopes inside Citrus, and also Harmor, because it uses the same system. So that's what's controlling the automation here, and then also in the filter. And then I'm running it into the wave shaper, which has a pretty smooth looking shape, and there's nothing happening at the rest of it outside. This EQ is just here to sort of analyze it for me. But this sound is pretty much good to go the way it is as we see it here. This patch will be downloadable in the description of this video, along with the link to the Reddit thread where you can make requests if you like to make a request. And also the link to the original song so you can hear what I was trying to do. If you have any questions about any of this, let me know. And as usual, have a nice day.